Hey, welcome to New Jump City, everybody, where we recap the week in American and Japanese sequential art. I am your host, Christian, the unbiased king, Espinal. And joining me through Discord, as usual, it is my partner in crime, the man, the myth, the legend. It is Joshua, the tank top sage. Gangsta Time Cole.
Well, it's called partner, but it should be called Gangsta Time.
What up, Chris?
Hi. Whoa.
Why'd you wind up like that?
Down. Hey.
Oh, that just took the wind out of my sails, buddy. But I'm glad you're here.
What's
Yeah,
good,
I was
Chris?
expecting that. There
What
was
up,
so much
everybody
build-up.
listening?
That was so much build-up just for no payoff.
Yeah, you know.
Then you did it again, and your heart wasn't really in it. I felt like you felt obligated to let it loose.
You know what, Josh? Just do it again. Do it again from the top.
No.
That's a negative.
No.
I need to ration that energy for the rest of this week
You're
because once again, it was a very good one.
Yeah. Also joining us, it is my brother, our producer on the show. It is Edgelord, Big News Brian.
Sup, nerds?
Hey. Oh my goodness, we are back for another week of manga recap goodness. Very excited to get into this week, so let's not waste any time. Let's get into plugs. You can find me at the Chris Espinal on Twitter and Instagram. Joshua Cole, where can they find you?
JD Cole _37. That's on Instagram, and at New Jump City Josh. That's on Twitter.
Oh yeah, I gotta change your little thing. Your screen has still NY chillin' underneath, but I've been too late.
Yeah, it's all good.
Brian, where can they find you?
You can find me at b.esp on both Instagram and Twitter. And if you ever want to catch me when I'm streaming, you can find me at twitch.tv/just.
Oh yeah, you can follow the show itself at New Jump City on Twitter and Instagram. We used to do the poll on Twitter, but now we've pretty much migrated to YouTube. But follow us regardless. Sometimes we post on these things. So check us out on there. We're also on TikTok if you want to post, want to check us out there. You can, we do a weekly really good chapter of the week poll on our YouTube community tab. I'm very excited to get that started just because like we've been getting a lot more votes on there than Twitter, which is the reason for our switch. But I'm very excited to get into it. I do not know the winner, actually. I'm looking it up as we speak. Now I know the winner. So yeah, vote for your favorite series on the poll, and yeah, we'll announce it on the show. I probably should have deleted it by now, but whatever. it's fine. Follow us every week. The poll goes up usually after Viz releases their official translation of the chapters that we cover. Support your official release, everybody. And vote for your favorite chapter, and we'll announce it on the show. Email us at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com with any questions, suggestions, anything you guys want to talk about, whether it's feedback for the show, your thoughts on the series as a whole that we talk about, the chapters that we talk about every week, whatever you guys want. If you just want to say hello, you can email us. We love fan interaction. Speaking of which, comment if you prefer to do that. You can comment under the videos of the podcast, whether it's the full version or the little highlight breakouts we make for you guys every week. And while you're at it, subscribe to the podcast, like, share it. We're getting up there. We're getting seen now a little bit, you know, and our little view counts, our little subscriber counts are boosting up, and it feels very good to get that kind of news. So let's keep it going. Thank you guys so much for listening, and welcome to the newbies if you're new to the channel. And with that being said, I think we're good. Let's get the show on the road. One Piece. This is One Piece chapter 1068, A Genius's Dream. One Piece is fucking back, everybody.
Alternate title: Brazilian boys don't care about science.
Well, that's not technically a lie in context. But we'll get
Well,
to
there's one Brazilian boy that doesn't care.
yeah. Anyway, this is let's get the chapter started. We do have like a little bit of a panel update. It's not a significant one, as we've seen. We got a new update from the whole Caesar Clown and Vince Moke family reunion. It seems that they're that Judge and Caesar Clown are beefing and remembering the days of the scientist group that they belonged to, called Mads, which was led by Vegapunk, as we see in the little like remembrance bubble, the little flashback bubble they have. I think this was known information already, as like we know that Caesar Clown worked with Vegapunk on Punk Hazard. And I think Judge made a mention of working with Vegapunk in the past as well. So yeah, pretty cool.
It was a nice reminder for me.
Yeah, not a crazy, it is a good reminder. It serves as that. I mean, there's a lot of information you have to remember with One Piece, so it's not often that Oda will come out and remind you. So let's get into the chapter proper. Last we left off, the CP0, made up of Lucci, Kaku, and Stussy, have arrived on Egghead, seemingly to return the Seraphim that they have, the Seraphim of Bartholomew Kuma that they've had. But really they're there to kill Vegapunk and all the other Vegapunks as well. So yeah, that we're getting into that. The Vegapunks seem to be onto this. And they pretty much they start this chapter off by denying access to Egghead to the CP0. They basically are, I think, number 4, Pythagoras. He basically tells them, is like, hey, thank you for returning our Seraphim. Unit S Bear, that's the name of this, of the Kuma Seraphim. S Bear is capable of returning to the island on his own. Just give him the order to return and your mission will be complete. Your escort is appreciated. And Lucci's just like, they know. They know.
They know.
And I know they know.
And I know, they know.
Oh shit! Josh just fell. Olympus has fallen.
I'm hurt.
Damn, I thought we were gonna get through an episode without your phone falling.
No, that was crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, Lucci knows that they know. Kaku is just screaming his head off. I don't remember Kaku being this.
Oh, there he goes again.
Damn, dude.
There he goes again. Pick him up.
Come on,
Help
man.
him up.
Well,
Somebody help our boy.
Anyway, I don't remember Kaku being this fucking boisterous. I thought he was kind of more of a muted kind of character. Well, at least before he got his giraffe.
Yeah, once you become a giraffe, I feel like you lose all right of becoming serious.
Yeah, I think he's more like out there because he's mad he's a giraffe for the rest of his life. Which understandable.
I think he just accepted who he is.
Yeah.
A giraffe.
Yeah.
That's what I think too. It's more that he's accepted it.
Hey, he's always accepted it. Jabra tried to like roast him for it. He's like, I love giraffes. This is the greatest. I love being a giraffe. You think
This
you're
is
hurting me?
cool.
Right? Yeah, that's my favorite thing in the CP9 arc. Is that he's like, I fucking love giraffes. It's a great thing that I got these powers. There's a little self-awareness
I like
from
new
Oda.
creatures.
Yeah, it's a little self-awareness from Oda that he knows that he gives his people like shitty powers sometimes.
Yeah, that was some self-awareness.
Yeah, but anyway, Lucci picks up the phone and starts and responds to the Vegapunks, asking about the Egghead disappearances. And apparently, every Cipher Pole group that ventures out to Egghead goes missing. So far, Cipher Poles 5, 7, and 8 have just vanished after visiting Egghead. The Vegapunks seem to deny it in their own little ways. Pythagoras plays dumb, I'm assuming. I think they know what happened and they seem to be responsible. Lilith gets very defensive. So yeah, they're basically like, at any rate, you must leave. And Lucci's like, I bet. And he hangs up. And all the other CP0 members ask, what now? And Lucci says, like, Prepare to leave the ship behind. We'll use Seraphim S-Bear's power to fly onto the island. The moment that we show any aggression, the sea beast will devour our ship. So they plan on attacking Egghead. Meanwhile, we cut back to the Grand Line to the Kamabaka Kingdom, where Kuma has just run off, just ripping off all of, I guess, the machinery that was repairing him and keeping him stable. And he activates his pawpaw fruit powers and disappears, assumingly to Egghead, but we'll get into that later. So meanwhile, we cut back to the scrap heap where Luffy, Jinbei, Chopper, and Jewelry Bonnie are with Vegapunk. And last we left off in this section of the island, Vegapunk has requested that Luffy take him off of Egghead and take him with him wherever he goes. Luffy asks why, and the reason is, in so many words, he's been squeezing money from the government for as long as he possibly could, so he can continue experimenting and trying to get closer and closer to discovering an energy source that will kind of be unlimited and give people a reason to stop these wars for energy. Because I guess it's a parallel to the real world. We're all fighting for resources in this world, and Vegapunk's ultimate dream is to end at least that fight for resources by tapping into this ancient energy that once powered the giant robot that is standing right before them. Unfortunately, the closer and closer he got to discovering that same energy, the more he drew the eye of the government, and he's realizing that he's learning a little bit too much. So he knows the government doesn't play that shit and is going to eliminate him. So he's asking Luffy to get him off the island for that reason. And right on cue, the CP0 start causing fucking problems on Egghead. The other Vegapunks around are basically watching as the sea beasts tear apart the CP0 ship and discover that Luffy is on the island. I love that Nami is just like, "Ooh, I hate him. Go away, Rob Lucci."
Yeah, they all feel away about Cypher Pole.
Oh yeah, they have some beef, if you remember correctly. Shaka gives the order to evacuate the researchers and the workers, and to send Atlas back to the lab, and to mobilize the Seraphims S-Snake, S-Hawk, and S-Shark. Jinbei, Hawkeye, and Boa Hancock, respectively, they're Seraphims.
Oh.
And one interesting thing that I pulled from this is that he asked them to put Sentomaru in charge of them, which
What does that mean?
is interesting. I mean, we haven't seen Sentomaru in a long time, but Sentomaru is also a Navy guy, so I wonder what.
Did Luffy beat him up?
No.
They need to fight again.
He probably could now.
Sentomaru is the best defensive character in the series, right? Like, that's his thing.
Well, we'll see. Luffy's learned a lot.
No, that was his thing.
Yeah,
like
no.
during that time.
He
period,
beat
right?
Luffy 1v1.
Yeah, I don't know if that was necessarily his claim to fame, but he is nice with.
I thought he was called the world's strongest defense.
Oh, he could be. I'm misremembering then.
That's what Oda said.
Yeah, you look it up. Huh?
That's what Oda said.
That's true. In any case, Sentomaru might be on this island. I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, Vegapunk asks again, if I pack up my belongings, may I Rayquaza a trip out to sea with you? And Jinbei's like, you know that your disappearance would be an international scandal. And Luffy's like, yeah, your head looks funny. Sure. For that reason. Oh, what were you saying, Brian?
So Sentomaru himself says that he's the world's strongest defense. That's what Sentomaru
wasn't
said.
Oda's words.
Well, self-proclaimed. I mean, in any case, Luffy couldn't even touch him. So there's something to that. In any case, yep. So Vegapunk's going along with the Straw Hats. Luffy agrees for his usual Luffy reasoning. He's like, sure, why not? Your head looks funny. I want you. I want you around. And Vegapunk asks Luffy to take Bonnie up to the Labo phase, and he'll meet him there. And it turns out this Vegapunk has been a hologram the entire time. He disappears, just like the other holograms have, and he shocks Luffy and Chopper in doing so. In the meantime, we cut back to the not the Labo phase. This is the lower level of the Vegapunk of the Egghead Island, where the holograms are. One of the holograms attacks Kaku, but of course it's a hologram, so it doesn't really work. Stussy is very
The
late.
henchmen are so scared.
Yeah, they're like,
See this guy on the bottom? Like,
yeah, shit.
I'll be scared too.
Yeah. The bullets do nothing, and then Kaku like shoots off a Tempest Kick, and then Stussy now mentions that won't work. It's just a hologram. He's like, mention that first. And Lucci mentions that like, oh, you seem to know a lot about this place, Stussy. He's like, of course. I mean, I haven't been here in ages. Kaku uses his skywalk to go jump up, double jump all his way to the top of the Labo phase. And Stussy, as he's doing that, Stussy is explaining that there are these two lines that are running across the clouds. And as Kaku passes by them, she explains that if you cross those lines, it activates a laser beam, as Kaku is smacked right in the face with a fucking laser beam.
Full beam of light.
Yeah, something
Which
like
he
that.
tanks, by the way.
Was she what? Oh,
Which
yeah, he does
tanks,
tank
by
it.
the way.
Yeah. At that point, that's when Atlas comes out and it's like, who said you were allowed to be more violent than me on Egghead? And Stussy explains that is one of the Vegapunks. Shaka is like, no, stop, you can't handle them. And I guess Atlas charges up a ultra mighty punch, but that's when Lucci cheetahs up and uses his Six King pistol to basically blow up Atlas's face. Very sad.
Yeah.
And she falls to the ground. She's still alive, but her face is just blown up. And at that very moment, the chapter ends with Luffy, Chopper, and Jinbei carrying Jewelry Bonnie, just crossing the path that Lucci is on. And Lucci peeps. He's like, Straw Hat. He's like, Pigeon Guy. And that's where the chapter ends.
Oh, the disrespect. Not even fucking Cougar.
Not even
Man.
Cheetah Man.
Jaguar dude.
Yeah, nothing. But yeah, that's the end of the chapter. Josh, what did you think about One Piece chapter 1068?
Wow. They made Lucci look threatening again.
Oh yeah, he
When
never did
Pulled
look
up on
threatening.
Atlas.
He never did.
No,
look
I
threatening.
thought he was soft.
Oh,
Because he lost back then. And it's been, what, 2.5 years?
yeah. Josh is on a real "What have you done for me lately" vibe.
Bro, he lost already. He's old news.
He is old news, but he's been training.
Has he been training?
He's on the CP0, which is higher than his position before. He's got to be
But
stronger.
so is Kaku, bro. Come on, man. He just got sniped with a laser.
Well, Zoro moves up with Luffy. You know what I mean?
That's
Kaku's
true.
his Zoro.
I'm being negative. I'm sure they have gotten stronger. They're not ready. They're not ready though. You know that.
No, that's a fair point.
TPO is not ready for the Straw Hats.
I mean,
We discussed this before, right? That the strategy is probably going to be to destroy the brain. And
now I
avoid
think
the
about
Straw
it,
Hats.
Lucci did bitch Akainu.
He what?
Did he?
He definitely bitched Akainu.
What do you mean?
He sunned him. He literally sat down
Lucci?
with a. Yeah, he sat down with Akainu and was like, "Don't tell me what to do, stupid little bitch."
When did he do
Akainu
that?
just had to sit there and take it.
When did he do that? I don't remember that.
You don't remember when he sat down with Akainu when he was talking to Akainu?
Oh, because he takes orders directly from the Celestial.
Oh, yeah.
Dragons. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That makes sense.
Well, when you have like the literal people you absolutely cannot kill on your side, I'd be saying some.
Yeah,
reckless...
he's being pretentious.
Yeah,
You know?
Lucci's
yeah, but Akainu also gets answers from them. So
Yeah, but you know, he can't like retaliate anyway. These guys like are almost like personal CIA for the Celestial Dragons.
Yeah, so they have to be pretty damn strong, don't they?
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. Or, you know, Luffy solos him pretty fast. Lots of change for Luffy.
Which would be very anticlimactic.
You know, at this point, it's fine.
Take the easy
Though-
clap.
I think it would be super interesting if, as soon as the next chapter starts, Lucci's like, "All right, let's dip."
All right, let's get out of here. That's Nika,
I know
the sun
this is
god. Over there.
totally random, but remember Green Bull pulling up to Wano and sapping the life force out of
Yeah.
the ninja guy. It's like, are you okay? He wasn't.
He was not.
Anyway,
okay.
I'll be honest. I have a bunch of thoughts for this chapter. I'm interested in them fighting. That's what I want to see. I want to see Luffy just beat the brakes off of Lucci, and I want to see this female character be way stronger than the rest of CPO because we don't know who she is and she's mysterious. You know how it goes, guys.
Yeah.
No, foo.
Oh, foo.
I've been at this longer.
All right, Brian, what did you think?
I thought this was an interesting chapter. You know, I think it was so hyped to see Lucci and Luffy kind of run into each other, and Luffy in typical Luffy fashion, where after having Vegapunk disappear, he's like super hyped to go up there and find him just to run into Lucci. This is a pretty fucking badass encounter, and I'm really interested to see what Sendamaru is up to nowadays. Like, I wonder how much stronger he can get, because he is the poster child of armament hockey at this point, right? Like, since Virgo's gone, saying who else is an extremely prominent like defensive character?
Virgo?
Yeah, and he's dead. So
Yeah, he is
it's
dead.
only Senamaru. So he is carrying the entire weight of armored hockey on his back.
Yeah. There's got to be
Without
somebody
him-
else.
Huh?
I guess that was Kaido. Kaido was an armament hockey guy. And also
No,
Kings.
Kaido
He was
just
also
had
Conqueror's,
naturally thick skin.
but-
Kaido was just naturally
Everyone
thick skin.
uses armament. They all do.
Yeah,
though.
but full body shit, like everybody who does like a
Pika?
full body hockey gets their asses whooped.
Yeah. that's
was
true.
that Jaguar's like was that CPO's thing? Like that he had a full
No,
full body hockey?
Lucci never
Or
had
it was
hockey.
just introducing it.
Lucci never had hockey when he fought Luffy.
He had the fucking
Wow.
what's it called?
The finger pointed.
Yeah, the
thing?
finger
No,
gun.
there's
the,
there's a name.
Six
there's a name
powers.
for those.
the 6 powers. I'm pretty sure it's the 6 powers, but you can double check me on that.
Is this
that's-
this pistol move he used? The 6 King pistol, is that something he used before?
Yeah, he used it on Luffy.
It's something that it's one of the abilities for those guys.
That he failed to beat Luffy with?
He put him on the ground and before Usopp came in and gave him his like pep talk. Luffy was on dire straits.
Oh, maybe I remember this differently.
Yeah. Do you have any other thoughts, Brian, besides that?
No, I'm really excited to. Oh, I think it's called Rokushiki.
Yeah, 6 powers. Like I'm remembering it from like the English translation, but Rokushiki I think is 6 powers. Roku is 6. I know that much from Duolingo. But in any
But
case,
yeah, that was a pretty good chapter. You know, it was fun to see Luffy being Luffy. This was like one of the most Luffy things that he could do
yeah,
this entire chapter, and that's why I like him so much, is because he's like such a fucking nerd. Like, he doesn't pay attention to anything. He doesn't give a fuck about anything. He just happens to be in situations that are beneficial to good people all
Yeah.
the time.
yeah.
But that's it.
Yeah, this chapter was really cool. It was a lot of setup for, you know, the conflict that we're about to get into. There are a couple things. I'm wondering about Sentomaru and just how kind of loyal he is to the government, because he is in the science division. He really was like helping Vegapunk and stuff. He worked for him for a while. I remember that much. But yeah, I wonder if he is more on Vegapunk's side than the world government at times. Like he's on the same timing as Vegapunk in terms of I work with the government, but when push comes to shove, it's me. You know, I'm choosing me.
Oh,
So
that's why Sentomaru was with Kuma in the first place, because he was linked to the science dimension.
yeah, he was he worked with Vegapunk and whatnot. So I think that's interesting to see where Sentomaru's allegiances really lie. Especially since like Kizaru's his uncle or something. He calls him uncle. So
Uncle Kizo.
yeah, Uncle Kizo. Yeah.
Also, I forgot Atlas got fucking murked.
Oh, bodied.
I forgot that Atlas got fucking murked.
Yeah.
And is she supposed to be one of the strongest ones?
I'll say this. I think that these Vegapunk robots are equipped with some fighting capability, but that's not their focus. Like I think they pretty much only exist so that Vegapunk can like divide his time basically, or like his resources, his mental capacity. And he has like a bunch of weapons and these traps around the island to compensate for the fact. But yeah, I don't think these guys are made to be very strong for whatever reason, or whether he couldn't do it, or he wanted them to serve a specific purpose and didn't really expect them to have this problem. uh, like I don't think he ever imagined that he'd be up against CP0 specifically. At this
One
very
more
time.
thing.
Go for it.
The whole thing with Kuma. I'm a little interested to see what ends up happening with that, because he's gonna end up there and he's probably gonna encounter Esper, right? So I wonder if it's possible for Vegapunk to transfer Kuma's like consciousness into Esper.
That's a good question.
Because that could be what Vegapunk is kind of heading to, like going to do, because there's a lot of emphasis on Bonnie, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he is also kind of remorseful for what he did to Kuma. I don't know if that's been mentioned or not, but
yeah,
that could be the case. And so this could be because he made Kuma not human anymore, right? So he could have had a backup for Kuma that, if the chance given, could bring him back in Esper, probably. So I mean, there's a chance that Kuma comes back and even stronger.
Yeah, it's also a possibility that he could just awaken Kuma's personality within the PX model that was with the revolutionaries, because that is his real body.
Yeah, but his body is so fucked up.
Hey,
but he is if he is going to Egghead, that wouldn't be a problem though.
Yeah, because they would fix him if he comes back. I think I guess like I'll continue in with my thoughts and say what I think about that. But I think what's gonna happen is Kuma's gonna come in and fight Lucci or like boop him away. That would be pretty fire if he just came in and was like, "Get out of here."
Right, now you go on a 2-year training arc.
Again.
But you're not fucking ready yet.
Yeah. That's a possibility. I think he's definitely going to protect Egghead in some capacity. But yeah, it is good to see Lucci again. It is funny. You forget that like Lucci was like the first person to really push Luffy to the edge since Crocodile.
Crocodile?
Because
No, what about Eneru?
Eneru didn't
really do shit to Luffy.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
If you really think about it, Eneru was probably one of Luffy's weakest opponents, if you really think about it.
Yeah. I mean, Eneru did things to prolong the fight and, like keep Luffy from fighting him. Like he played keep away a lot, but all of Luffy's attacks were pretty deadly to Eneru. He had very little constitution or fucking durability because of how little he's been hit. So every time Luffy hit him, it was devastating.
That being said, anybody else but Luffy against Eneru, and it's a tough fight.
Yeah, I think Oda has said like Eneru is among one of the stronger people in the One Piece verse. but Luffy is just like his natural enemy. So there was no way.
Natural enemy of the gods. Will of
Freedom
Will of
and rubber.
D. Yeah. Yeah, I think Skypiea is way more important than we know. Like that shit's all gonna come back, and we're all gonna feel like fuck. We should have paid more attention.
Told and the liar.
But anyway, I think I had one more thing. Oh yeah, the Lucci thing. Yeah, if they do fight, I do expect it to be a little bit of a fight, seeing as how much of a problem Lucci was for Luffy before. And they're both like bumped up and stronger now. I don't think Luffy would win. Oh no, Lucci would win, but he would do stuff. He would beat him up a little bit. There's one more thing. I heard this from somebody on TikTok. I wish I remember their username, but like somebody talked about how One Piece, like fans tend to kind of like get kind of like one track minded into putting this guy is above this guy power wise. And there's no way they would win. But the point, like a lot of what Oda does is have villains win wars but not battles, in a sense. Like they're able to not defeating Luffy, they're able to do a bunch of other shit to fuck up everything. Crocodile was a prime example of that. Like Crocodile didn't really have to defeat Luffy fully for him to get pretty far in his objectives and his goals. So
it's fair.
Yeah, I don't know.
It did cause the collapse of his situation, though.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. It'll always end that way. But in theory, Lucci's goal is to get rid of the Vegapunks. So, I don't know. He doesn't necessarily have to beat Luffy right now. He just needs to kill Vegapunk. So, we'll see. I'll include the username of that creator in post if I remember. I'm sorry if I don't. But yeah, that was a good point. That's all I got to really say about One Piece this week. Very good chapter. It also won the really good chapter of the week poll for the audience.
Certified RGC.
Oh wow.
Certified RGC.
It was a very close vote this time. We had 10 votes total, and pretty much One Piece won 30% of the vote, where it was divided pretty evenly between the other series. So I think it literally won by one vote. So yeah, if you guys want to cast your vote for your favorite series next week, the poll goes up every Sunday into Monday morning before we record for sure. And it stays up for a while. Twitter usually gives me a time limit, but YouTube, I can keep it up forever, basically. So yeah, do that up. And without further ado, I mean, I don't know if you have any rebuttals, Josh.
Nah. I'm ready to move on.
All right, Brian stepped out, so he doesn't get a rebuttal. Let's move onward. Jujutsu Kaisen.
And I got that this week.
Oh yeah.
Oh right, by Gigi Akutame, one of my favorite manga creator names, because it's very easy to remember and say. This is chapter 206. Title: Stars and Oil, Part 2. Last week we had a showdown between Yuki. A showdown. Between Yuki and Kenjaku, which was basically two tough people talking a lot of shit to each other and getting it popping. You know the shit we love here at New Jump City, right?
Oh,
yeah. They Maki, I'm sorry. Yuki revealed her curse technique. Are you saying something?
I said, come on, bro.
All right. Yuki revealed her curse technique, Star Rays, that allows her to add mass to her hits, I guess.
Yeah, to herself.
With no drawback. With no foreseeable drawbacks.
Mm-hmm.
And she also has a cursed spirit that can turn into a little ball and assist her, and I guess really take a hit too.
Yeah.
because it gets hit with all that mass. Yeah. So towards the end of that chapter, my Yuki revealed that her intention had a plan to force Kenjaku to activate his domain first, and how they plan to counter it. And they explain that in this chapter. So, like I said, we cut to the past before they got in, before Kajaku and Yuki and Choso was fighting, and Tenjin's explaining to Yuki that when he's all right, even though Kajaku's an incredibly powerful sorcerer, nobody's a big boy like Tenjin when it comes to barrier techniques. So he's like, "Don't worry, I can handle it. Just make sure he uses his domain expansion. I'll tear it apart, and then you can, just beat him up, I guess, or whatever." And Yuki's like, "I don't know. You sure?" Like, he's really strong. Like, you're that confident? He's like, "Yeah."
Yeah, bro.
Like, come on, I'll counteract its vector parameter. I'm writing that one down. Vector. He said, "I'm gonna counteract
It's vector parameter.
its vector parameter."
It's
Wow.
light work. It's light
Look up.
work.
You want to contract vector parameters?
No, it's counteract.
Counteract.
Counteract vector parameters.
He's gonna adjust. Kenjaku's gonna adjust his barrier to counteract Kenjaku's barrier via its vector parameters.
Yeah.
You seen all the hand motion?
That's what makes
Tried
it
really
that's what
hard.
makes it clear and concise.
It's happening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's him moving around the vector parameters, you know?
Yeah, exactly. That's the limit of the vector parameter. What the fuck is that? I feel like it's maybe the crucial points.
Okay, what I think it is that literally it's kind of like the diameter, the vicinity of the domain. So there's the empty barrier that they exist in, and then there's the actual the domain coming out of Kenjaku. You know that space they make?
Right. Yeah.
That's that's the vector parameters.
I don't know. I think the vector parameters.
No. Do you not understand? I'm moving my hands. These are my vector parameters.
But is it Kenjaku's?
It would be his, but his vector parameters expand way outward.
As far as, for argument's sake, arm's reach.
Yes.
The hands is the vector parameters, and Tenjin says, "I'm gonna fuck with them."
Yes.
And break it apart.
Yeah.
Guys, you gotta watch the YouTube. I don't know what else to tell you.
If you want to watch us do this.
Yeah. For those listening, though, I fucks with y'all.
Yeah.
Regardless. But anyway, yeah. Enough of that. So that's the point. Well, Yuki brings up a pretty interesting point that, instead of, wait, hold on, I'm sorry. I have to actually go over this. So, all right. So she's saying instead of waiting for him to open up his domain, why don't I open up my domain first, which will force him to open up his domain, and then we could, weaken it sooner. And he's like, nah, because then the domain's outer layer would be your domain, and I would destroy your vector parameters.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
Yeah. Because his vector parameters would be inside your vector parameters.
Right. And that's not what we want.
Yeah, no.
It's not the aim here to get the
No.
vectors.
Because if I destroy your vector parameters first, he has time to stop expanding his vector parameters.
You just gotta be aware of how many times people have said vector parameters.
If there is, we broke it.
Or one speech ever. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, she's saying, all right, whatever, you get the point. She can't open up her barrier because it's gonna fuck with Tenjin's super cool technique. And he's like, you get Kenjaku to open his domain, then I dispel it, and then after that, beat his ass. But we don't have to guess that this plan was not really well thought out because Gigi himself says that they miscalculated.
Oh, big panel, big all black panel is like they miscalculated. You know, it's like that It's Always Sunny thing where they do the. I don't know if you know it.
I don't. I'm sorry.
Brian, do you know what I'm talking about? The It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia theme song?
Yeah.
Yeah, where they.
If you guys watch that show, leave a comment and tell me that I'm whack for not watching it.
Yeah.
And please leave a like.
It's really like their theme song before they go into the show. There's like a cold open, and then they do they say they're gonna do something, and then the title card will just say how it went wrong or what they did, and they play this like peaceful music over it, and that's what happened here. That's what I imagine.
Right. Kind of like, and this is where they fucked up.
Yeah,
like,
this is where they fucked up. Anyway, you go on.
No, it's actually really interesting how it fucks up. So, okay, the plan goes into motion. He activates his womb perfusion of nastiness, and it starts to get gross out there. Expands his domain. Yuki tries her best to set up her, not just a regular simple domain, but a new shadow style simple domain. That girl with the sword is trained by her?
No, but I think she could use their technique.
Huh?
I think she could use their technique. Because there's a couple people who use this.
There's the guy, the male adult.
Yeah, there's the guy with the trench coat that also has a samurai sword.
Maybe he taught her that, and she just became way better.
Maybe I have no idea.
Yeah, students surpass the teachers all the time. Okay.
Yeah.
But you know, her simple domain, which was essentially a defensive maneuver, is getting stripped away rapidly. So, you know, Yuki has to pull up. And then, you know, Tenjin starts breaking down the womb perfusion. And Kajaku sees through it immediately. He says that it's an old maneuver from a shut-in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Tenjin is basically trying to slowly. I like how he's like moving his finger.
The Doctor Strange thing. He's like,
yeah. He's like, come on. He's trying to like unwind it and undo it.
Oh, dude, you ever running out of time and you're watching the loading bar?
Yeah.
It's like, come on now.
Like, come on now.
It's like when you had a PS2 and you were about to leave for something with your mom or something, and you're just like, wait.
Oh, yeah, I haven't played Ratchet and Clank. That loading time to take forever sometimes.
Yeah. And that's what Kenjaku's experiencing.
Show your spaceship flying.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, man, Kenjaku's like, I know exactly what you're doing. Listen real quick. I've been through some shit, Tenjin, all right? This whole time you've been in your little fucking domain chamber doing the same shit, breathing the same air, eating, having the same sustenance. Well, I've been out living in this wicked fucking cursed world. 1,000 years of conflicts and alliances. A cursed world. Oh, man. So Yuki's simple domain gets eradicated and she gets fucking destroyed.
Yeah.
Right as that happens, Tenjin dispels his what's it called? The empty barrier, which also dispels his domain as like a last measure. But it's too late because Yuki is essentially dead on the ground. So Kenjaku's basically talking more shit, like talking about how, like, you know, had you actually like, you know, taken risk in life and gone and been out there and lived, you know, you wouldn't have made such like a shallow like strategy, you know, came to those conclusions. Mm-hmm. And then he starts to kind of criticize Yuki, like, you know, like you shouldn't have relied on him. You know what I mean? You should have just went at me full force. And he notices your little Pokemon over there is still up and running.
Hey, Rayquaza hasn't fainted.
Huh. Interesting.
And
then we see Yuki's zombie corpse rise. Bro, she's dead. Look at her.
Yeah.
Her arm is pasta fusilli. You should look it up, fusilli pasta. It's actually very good too.
Mm.
It's like a long
It's a swirly one, right?
Yeah, but the long one.
Yeah, the long swirly pasta.
Yeah, it's very good. Anyway, so she rises, and then he has to look back at the Pokemon because it starts to dash at him. And I guess it's really dangerous that he couldn't just block it, like like with his like a gangster block.
Mm-hmm.
You know how like when people are clearly stronger than you,
Mm-hmm.
they could just it's inconsistent, but I get it, right? He didn't. He dies because it's a big deal. And he's like, damn, she's still conscious. Like what the fuck? Like all right, like this guy's fighting me, probably trying to give her time to heal. Like all right, I'm about to like let me pull up on her. And then before he gets to finish his thought, again, the corpse of Yuki rises to still fight against Kenjaku. She's like swinging on him with no. Like I said, her arms are noodle.
Yeah, she's on Miracle time.
Full noodle.
This is Miracle.
She is on Miracle time. Yeah, she's like kicking her all raggedy. Dare I say he was influenced by Miracle?
Maybe.
I hope not. I'm a hater. Kenjaku's like, why won't you heal yourself? And she's like, because I'm about that life. I don't care. Let's just fight. So boom, they getting it in. The Shikigami hits him in the back. She then wraps around his head and he fucking kicks his head like that hard. And she's giving it up.
Yeah.
And then it's like still squeezing him and she starts throwing up blood and he's like, all right, now you're like dying. Like before you was dead, now I can see like you just can't do it anymore. And he's like, all right, you thought you surprised me, but I'm that nigga. I've been him. I'll always be him for another 1,000 years. Yuki's like, it was never about me. Don't forget about my boyfriend. And Chosi pulls up with a blood bomb. Blood something. It was his cool technique.
Yeah, it was his cool blood technique.
There was a name to it.
Piercing blood something? I don't know.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's gonna wreck Kenjaku's world, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And I'm also, that was the end of the chapter, but I'm also gonna predict that Kenjaku will die.
Yes.
Maybe
Obviously.
not die, like Yuki, but he's gonna die one way or another.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess we could get into
He'll lose one of his villain lives.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's your thoughts, Brian?
Go for it, Brian.
Honestly, at the end of this chapter, I was so hype. I was so fucking hype when I saw my boy Choso pull up from behind. That shit was so fucking sick. When she went, oh god, this was my RGC. Wait, no, never mind. This isn't my RGC.
Whoa, damn. You retracted your RGC?
Yeah, I forgot about another series, but yeah.
I wonder.
I
Is
really
this not the RGC for you?
No. It was close though. It was really close. Really fucking close. Actually, hold on.
You gotta make a fucking call here.
Playing games.
Yeah, you gotta make a fucking call here, Brian.
Hold
Why
on.
don't you give the rest of your thoughts?
Give your thoughts.
And then come to
Give your thoughts and then let your feelings guide you.
Okay. So honestly, all right. So this chapter was pretty decent for me. Like I enjoyed it for most of the chapter, right? But then when it got to the end, that was when I was like, oh my goodness, what a fucking cool ass fucking moment. the callback with the I like the rough type line, the fucking Choso pulling up, doing his shit. And just how fucking determined and gritty this fucking what's her name? Yuki?
Yeah.
Just how gritty and determined she is. Like she's fucking fighting with a broken arm, a bloody face. That shit is so sick. Like Jujutsu Kaisen is so special for these moments because we don't even spend that much time with her and she's already a fucking badass in comparison to most characters. Like most manga can't pull something like this off, having such a unique and awesome character just pull up and do her thing and be so interesting.
I mean, guys, my bad. I'm sorry to butt in, Brian, but page 16 of Jujutsu Kaisen. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
That's a fucking sick ass fucking page.
That's a poster right there.
Yeah.
That's
And
a poster.
the reason
That
why
literally
it's
is
not
a
even
poster.
it's not even her being like pointlessly reckless. It's literally just to make sure that Kenjaku doesn't get back into tip top shape, you know? Because if she takes time to recover, he also is taking time to recover, and then they're back in square one. So she just has to keep the assault going, and she's doing it. She's fighting arguably probably the strongest character at the moment with a broken arm, with two broken arms, and a bloody face.
Yeah.
Name a like other than Yuji, name a character who's gonna do some shit like this.
Mirako. Mario
No,
Leona.
I'm talking about in the Jujutsu Kaisen.
Okay, yeah, no, Itadori. Toto. Toto would.
Toto maybe.
Toto did.
But I don't know.
He lost his
I don't
arm.
know. He lost his arm, but he didn't break both his fucking arms.
That's true. He broke
I think she
one of
has
his arms.
one good arm.
Yeah, he has one good arm. She has one good arm.
No, she does. Yeah. For sure.
But yeah, and I think what really brought this chapter around for me was the I like the rough type and Choso showing up.
It's a cold
That
line.
was actually
Cold
one
line.
of the coolest lines I've seen. And seeing this animated will be so fucking awesome. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
What is it? Chris, you do your shit first. You do your shit first. Then I'll decide later.
I'll make it easy. This is my really good chapter of the week. Josh, what are you thinking? Is it yours?
Yes.
You guys just get your thoughts.
All right. Well, look, this is my really good chapter of the week. It was just so fun. Jujutsu Kaisen has like probably the best fight scenes out of any manga in Jump, really, or at least the ones I'm more excited for. Like whenever people square up in Jujutsu Kaisen, I get pretty excited. This is, among other things, this is one of the like selling points of the series is that it's a very fun one to watch. It has like kind of the perfect balance of just gritty and just like fucking brutal and just like hand-to-hand combat and cool stuff, but also the cerebral element to it. It strikes that balance really, really well. And I'm excited for it whenever it happens. And this is no exception. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I don't think Kenjaku's dying here. It would be a genuine shock.
Whoa.
Hey, I guess I'm breaking the news. I don't think Kenjaku, the antagonist for the whole series, is gonna drop dead here. But yeah, I'm wondering how this fails. If they die, I don't think it'd be weird if they took out Yuki right now. You know, it'd be cool to see her fight at her full capacity, see her use her domain and all that stuff. But yeah, to Brian's point, it is really cool to see Yuki giving it up. It's very smart, you know, because Kenjaku can't use his curse techniques anymore because of the domain stuff. So she's got to keep the pressure on, otherwise he'll be able to use him again. So you know, unfortunately, that means she can't heal herself with reverse curse techniques. So, it is very Mirako-esque. I think she would do the same thing, but it is pretty cool. Yeah, there's not much to say. I also love the ending there. It was a shock to me too. I thought Choso was out. I thought Choso was done. So you know, it was cool to see him come back and do a little something. Good for him.
He regained health on the sideline.
Yeah, for real. I wonder if he was just.
I don't know if y'all remember. It's another video game reference, but like in Marvel vs. Capcom, if it like your character has like that red bar, and then their health, and if they retreat, they gain like health a little bit in the background.
Yeah.
Like only for what's like within the red.
Right.
So yeah, he wasn't all the way out.
Yeah. No. In any case, I really love this chapter. I love reading it. I don't got much else to say. It was great. Josh, what did you think?
Man, obviously, like I said, it was my RGC.
Ooh. We're waiting on one. We can't really play the drop.
Before we hit the drop. But Yeah, it's a very dynamic fight. I mean, as Yuki says, in manga, I also like the rough types. I like the brawlers, yo. They get it busy, but that's what's so unique about Jujutsu Kaisen because everybody's a thinker. And not because, oh, we're all smart. It's because that's how it is when you have to fight all the time. And you're in life or death situations. There's a lot of depth and thought and creativity involved that in order to save your own ass, I would imagine. So yeah, it's very realistic. Like it's not too much. Other series could get a little too intense and kind of like pull me out of like the situation because it's a little too much. Jujutsu Kaisen could be like that a little bit sometimes too, I guess. But yeah,
Yeah, I thought
I said, I like
Jujutsu Kaisen was like that, but then I read Hunter x Hunter, and then I was like, oh,
yeah, yeah. There's a few, like other series have done it like here and there too. But anyway, the fact that he went through the time to give us that flashback about what their plan was, and then breaks it down so like there isn't like this grand strategy to why the plan didn't work out. It was just a matter of like, look, like I know like I'm just stronger than that. I'm better than that. But the reason is that because I have so much more experience. I've had other people try to do this shit to me before, stronger than you, more clever than you, under more pressure, in various different situations. So it was just a smooth way to try like to try to change in the pace of the fight. Like they left us on a cool cliffhanger and then he just shut all that shit down.
Fuck it, RGC.
And now,
fuck it. Fuck it.
Oh, was I convincing?
Yeah.
It just makes too much sense.
Was that me?
I didn't feel this way about the other manga. I just
Did I help?
Yeah, you guys did help because you guys all also feeling the same way I felt. Dude, nothing could explain like the feeling I audibly went, oh shit. I don't do that often when reading a manga.
Right.
That was fucking awesome.
Yeah. Well,
there was a few moments this week, especially in the next series we're gonna cover, where I audibly was like, "Oh, like you say something, it's a big deal." And yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen does that frequently. And,
yeah.
a lot of that happened in the fight. There's something about Yuki having this tag team creature. I guess it's because I love Pokemon. You know what I mean? And I like, even in like other stuff I've read or games I played, like Kingdom Hearts, for example. I love having the assist characters. There's something so fucking cool about that, like teaming up and getting up on people. You know what I'm saying? Like, so this is just an incredibly fun chapter. I love the facial expressions when he's like, "Why won't you heal yourself?" Because he's like, oh my God,
boy.
that's the fourth
Oh boy.
time. I keep hitting the table.
Come
That's
on,
what it
man.
is. Sorry for everybody listening. Nah, it's the way he thinking that, like he feels that way because he knows that that would have been the smarter decision, and she's just being reckless, which is, it's a bit of, that's why I said like you were trying to surprise me. Like he did get caught off guard, and it could have worked if she was able to deal some type of fatal blow to him. You know what I mean? If that was really the plan of what she was trying to do. So it's just like she ran out of steam, and he was like, "Yeah, all right. Your barrage wasn't enough after I hit you with the full force of my gravity." Great chapter. I loved it.
Yeah, this is our unified really good chapter of the week.
Unified RGC. Unified RGC. Unified RGC.
Yeah.
I love hearing the One Piece music.
Yeah. Honestly, it's my favorite part of doing the unified. I'm always hoping we get a unified really good chapter because I am fond of this drop. But yeah, that was Jujutsu Kaisen. If you're not reading Jujutsu Kaisen, we'll say it every week. You're missing out. with that being said, are we good to move on?
Yes.
All right, then let us do so. Hunter x Hunter. This is Hunter x Hunter chapter 397, Founding, part 3.
Alternate title chapter. Where is Halloumi?
What? Who's Halloumi?
Where is Killua's older brother?
Oh, Illumi.
Oh, excuse me.
Whoop. Anyway, this is Hunter x Hunter chapter 397, Founding, part 3. Last we left off with Hunter x Hunter, we have been spending some time getting to know the origin of the fandom troop. Last we left off, we were basically in their childhood. And in Meteor City, they were basically this like little fledgling theater troupe, you know? It's very adorable. They were just kids just scrounging around this trash city to find like little tapes that of Power Rangers that they could dub over and display to the kids that live here. And they were continuing on to kind of give these performances. But one of their troop members named Sarasa has disappeared. So the Phantom Troop it goes off to go and find her, but they really can't. And they arrive at the place where they usually screen their fan dubs, and all the kids are really excited. But Chrollo breaks the news that they have to cancel the screening because Sarasa, who plays the orange cleaner, has been missing, and they're going to look for her basically. And Chrollo feels really bad. He explains that there's just been increasing kidnappings of children all over Meteor City, and we let her go home by herself. It's my fault, and we're sorry. We're gonna go look for her. And all the kids in the audience volunteer to look. It's a very sweet moment. Everybody is just like, yeah, we'll ask the factory chief and the men to help as well. And if we tell them that Chrollo's asking, nobody will refuse. And yeah, the search goes on, and they arrive in this really dark woods, where they find a single bag hanging off of a branch with a note stabbed into a tree. And Chrollo goes over to look with Uvogin. And Uvogin can't read, so he like looks over to the note that was left, and he was like, Chrollo, what does that say? And Chrollo commands Uvo to basically cut down the rope, the bag that's hanging off the branch. Uvogin does so, and it lands in Chrollo's arms. He opens it up, and Sasora, or I'm sorry, what's her face? Sarasa is in that.
Sarasa.
Yeah, she's in there, fucking dead. It's very depressing. And
yeah, it really is.
And there's a note inside as well, and Uvogin tries to get Chrollo to fucking read the note for them, and Chrollo refuses. He says, I'll never speak of it, and if you want to read it, then you should learn how to read it yourself. Uvogin storms off. Machi is just like, we need to take her home. We can't leave her like this. And yeah, they take her to Meteor City again, and they're holding a funeral for her. Her body is completely intact and fine as it was, due to the abilities of a woman named Renko, who lives there, who seems to be using a Nen ability that allows her to embalm people, to basically restore their bodies to what they used to be. They bury the tape of the power cleaners with Sarasa. And Machi goes up to Renko and asks if they can learn the embalming thing, and she's like, no, my embalming isn't a technique, but it's a special ability, so and she's like, and Machi asks, is that related to the light that's around your body? And you're like, you can see aura. So yeah, I guess the kids had a propensity for Nen at a very young age. So yeah, at that point Renko is like get permission from your wet nurses and get on the last bus and tell them you want to go to Kimura Valley, and they'll take you to me and I'll teach you stuff. Um, at that point, we get a scene between Uvo and Krollo. They're walking, and Krollo is asking Uvogin to wait for 3 years, because Uvogin is already on his way out of Meteor City to track down the people who did this. And Krollo implores him not to go because the world's gonna change in 3 years. Basically, I think he implies that the internet's gonna be created in 3 years. Uh,
That nigga seen into the future.
yeah, he's like, in 3 years, there will be a way to communicate with people, basically through airwaves, all that stuff. And at that point, there will be it will as evil hides in the shadows here, there will also hide in that realm as well, and we'll be able to connect to their network and prepare a loophole for them so they can have a place to share all of their shitty criminal activities while pursuing the police. Uh, and we'll create this land and pick out the ones we want from there, and that's how we'll track down the people. Shalnark, who is the tech guy, I think, of the troop, is basically like, yeah, let's fucking do that. And the other troop members come out of the trees. It's funny, in this particular panel, they all look so fucking massive. The trees are like up here to them.
Yeah,
But
especially Frankenstein.
yeah, Franklin. Um, but yeah, basically they're all coming together and being like, yeah, let's go, let's build our shit. Make some preparations, and we'll have the power and skill to take them out when we're ready. And Krollo mentions one other thing that's very important, that they'll need resolved and the will to devote their lives to the cause. In 3 years' time, Krollo will end up killing a lot of people. And he's like, I know that's not what Sarasa would want, but if I ever see her again, and I would happily apologize over and over. Still, I'll never let them get away with it. Not in this life. And he basically explains that he's going to live the rest of his life as a villain, one that the whole world will fear, and he's going to redesign himself and Meteor City and ensure that small-time crooks would stay far, far away from Meteor City. And he looks up to Uvogin and asks him to help as the leader of the troop. And Uvogin looks down and he says, Krollo, you're the leader. With you as leader, I will follow you until I die. Funny you say that.
Yeah.
And the chapter ends with some time passing. They're all like young adults at this point. And the chapter ends with Krollo proclaiming that together they are the spider. And that's where the chapter ends. Josh, what did you think of chapter 3097?
This was an excellent chapter foremost. Also really deep. All right. I have some questions, in the form of thoughts. Thoughts in the form of questions. So it seems like them being this evil group of people seems to have been like the point, so that they can attract other evil people, so they could find the assassins who killed Sarasa, or just people in general who move like that, so they could punish them or whatever. That seems to have been the initial plan, right? I mean, that's what I think. I'm starting to think that Brian might be right, that this Kurta clan probably did something real shiesty.
I'm not convinced that the Kurta clan did this.
Why? The Kurta clan didn't have to do anything to Sarasa. What if in the future they find out? Because again, it's more than, this whole movement is not just for Sarasa, it's for Meteor City in general.
Yeah.
So they're gonna run into a lot of, that's the whole point, for them to attract like big time criminals, so that they can punish them if they try to act up or whatever, I guess, And Yeah, maybe they end up running into the Kurta clan and finding a reason to assassinate them. That's what I'm thinking. That's what this had me thinking towards the end of the chapter. But
I have a theory
man,
on it.
all right, I'm gonna wrap up my thoughts real quick because I don't have that much more to be honest. I just want to say this is a well-made chapter. The way I mean, in the first few pages leading up to finding out that Sarasa was dead, on page 6, it's something the way he drew the trees in the forest and how you seen he seen Crollo's face at the top looking, because he knew what time it was. Like the shock and horror and despair, and then you just see the rectangle box like panel of just a single bag, and then you see it in the distance among the shaded background. It kind of reminds me of a book I read when I was really young called Where the Wild Things Are. And not that it has anything to do with it. There wasn't anyone dying in that. That's for sure. I don't know if you guys ever read that book when you were young.
I seen the movie adaptation.
Oh, I didn't see it. Was it good?
I don't remember it all that much.
That means it probably wasn't all that. But anyway, it grabbed me, man. These next few pages, the way he's like, I'm not fucking telling you what it says, and I don't care. Like, I'm not repeating that shit. Find out for yourself. If that was emotional. Damn, Shorty was folded up in a bag. It thank God there was a NEN technician around them, a NEN health technician, for real.
Yeah.
Because that was disgusting.
Yeah.
Hunter x Hunter makes it very real. They don't beat around the bush.
Nope.
He doesn't give a fuck what people say. You know that. People glorify the Night Troop all the time.
Phantom.
It's a shame. It's a shame that happened with My Hero Academia. That people got to Horikoshi seemingly.
Yeah.
All right. That's pretty much my thoughts. I enjoyed this chapter.
Brian, what did you think?
Theory
This
time.
this was my runner-up. It was very close. It was very fucking close, but this was my runner-up. I thought this chapter was really interesting because it kind of shows like the deep tie between all these kids and Meteor City. It shows why the Phantom Troop really love their city. Like they have that camaraderie, like they all grew up here. They've been through some shit together. They did so much for their city and the kids in it. Like it just adds more of the bond that they have with the city, that we just knew that they loved their city so much, but we didn't know how much, like why exactly and what they do. But I really loved the build up for all this, and then just to finally show us what set them down the path they went down. And you know what? It makes sense for them to like, this makes sense to have like a childhood friend get killed the way that she did in the fashion that they were killed in. Like that would set off anybody to like be like, nah, this isn't happening to anybody in my city ever again. Like that kind of determination to like make a change in your city is like Crollo had it, and you see it in his actions to this day. But here's where my theory comes into play, right? So the notes are purposefully like withheld from us. What's said in it. So I don't think the Kurta clan had anything to do with this. What I think happens to the Kurta clan is that they are an example of what happens when you fuck with Meteor City.
Right.
That's what I think. I don't think the
agree.
Kurta clan even did anything that bad. They probably did some minor fucked up shit to Meteor City, right? And they were just the people who were there at the wrong place at the wrong time. Like they were the people who were chosen to make an example. Like this, don't fuck with Meteor City, or this is what's gonna happen to you. We're gonna fuck up your entire life and then sell your eyes on the fucking market. So that's what I think probably ended up happening, but that's just my guess, because I feel like making the Kurta clan evil just to justify their actions just isn't the play. I feel like there's two sides to this coin. Like, I think maybe the Kurta clan did something bad, but not bad enough to warrant this, but also the Phantom Troop being in such a fucked up and like downtrodden city that can be easily exploited, they have to send a message to protect their people so that shit like that don't happen. So it's like a moral what's it called? A moral dilemma, essentially. Like, brutally kill people for the sake of millions of people in the future, or do you just keep letting people get brutally murdered the way Sarasa was?
Society failed Media City. The world did. You know,
Mhm.
humanity failed them by allowing people to declare it as like essentially lawless land. Even though things were starting to change a little bit, which is why the hunters were like mentioning like, oh, you know, it's not going to be like this for too much longer. But it was still made like that at a certain point. So this is their reaction to that. I think it's important to always keep that frame of reference. You know what I mean? Like it's not like this. You know what I mean? Like people allowed it to be this way. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It wasn't just it wasn't just this bad place just because it's bad. Like people picked on these poor, like these all these citizens that really can't fend for themselves, and it's mostly kids and shit, right? It's like elders and kids
Yeah.
for the most part. Like, yeah, almost like a reverse Neverland or something,
Yeah.
like a fucked up, crooked Neverland
Yeah.
that they're in, like a spooky fairy tale.
Well,
Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. As you were saying, Brian.
No, I mean, that was most of my thoughts, was this whole thing with the Phantom Troop. I'm really curious to see what goes if they keep going with this. I wonder if they're gonna save the rest of this backstory for when they finally encounter Kurapika, because I feel like they're gonna push past this. Also, Afro Uvogin is very interesting.
Yeah, that's funny.
I
Yeah.
think that was the most interesting thing to me in this entire chapter.
He never changed his shorts. Oh, is that how he looked also before? He had really short shorts
Yeah,
and a holster top.
he had really short shorts for the entirety of his life. Even when he died, he had short shorts. But he
Yeah.
didn't
He
have an afro.
never,
So
never
I'm a little
changed.
curious what the backstory behind Uvogin's afro is.
He just has an afro.
Let me ask you guys this. The samurai guy, the best
Nobunaga?
fan of Nobunaga. Do you think he's already a godly swordsman at this point?
No.
I mean, he has
No,
the
not
gi on
yet.
and his hair's in the top, like
I don't know. I don't think so yet.
he might be.
Well,
a
I mean,
godly
he
samurai
must have
already.
been. He must have started around that time.
All right, let me ask you guys this first. At this point, right now, currently in Hunter x Hunter, not like in the past, right now, do you guys think there's a swordsman in the known current world that's better than Nobunaga?
Nobunaga.
Hunter or not?
I don't
Yeah.
think so.
There's not many
Probably not,
swordsman hunters.
Yeah.
There doesn't have to be. Well, there's a little bit or a lot, right?
Yeah, but we
It's
can't think. I
Nobunaga who
can't.
stands above.
I can't think of a single sword fighter, so I guess he wins by default because
Yeah.
we don't know any other swordsmen.
Yeah.
Right. And if they introduce another one, I can't speak for y'all. I'm confident Nobunaga would win that. I think he'd take
I
it
mean,
personal.
we don't know what Nobunaga can do yet. Still,
Well, he
to
can
this
slice
day.
squares into space.
He can, but we don't
No,
know
he
what
didn't
his
slice
Nen
square
is.
into space. There was a wall. That was a wall he cut.
Yeah, we still haven't seen his Nen yet, so we don't even know how strong he
Why you
really
looking
You
is.
at
don't
me
even
like
know,
that?
Chris.
Wait, you look
You
at
don't
me
even
like
know.
the
And
square?
honestly, I don't know why he's the only one. He's the only Phantom Troop member that Nen has not been revealed yet, right?
Maybe.
Um, Franklin. We don't know his yet.
He shoots finger guns.
Yeah,
no?
but we don't know.
He's an emitter.
We don't know what that is specifically.
It's
His
a
man
mission.
is that he's a reanimated body.
It's
That's
definitely
why
a
he has
mission.
weapons in him.
That's Franklin's thing.
But it can't be that
Where's
simple
the
where he's
vacuum
just an
cleaning
emitter.
girl?
You know? Oh yeah, she's missing, and so is Cordopi.
Well,
'Cause
Cordopi's
they
dead.
probably showed up later.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they probably show up later. Shimizu, I think her name is Vacuum Girl. Shimizu and Cordopi are not in this group.
Gotta be.
Mhm.
Are you done with your thoughts, Brian?
Okay, so Franklin's thing is that he can shoot finger bullets. That's his thing.
Okay.
That's officially his
And
thing.
he was
So-
also revived by a scientist.
Yeah. Let's
well,
go
maybe,
with
I don't know.
that.
But yeah, I want to know what Nobunaga can do. I just want to know, why are they keeping it a
he
secret?
can cut
Why?
things, Brian.
He can cut things, but why are they purposely keeping his Nen ability away from us? They had so
For
many opportunities
swag?
to do it.
It's for swag and build up.
Oh, one more thing. This also ties into Krollo's Nen abilities, right? Because he could have made a Nen contract here without knowing.
Wow, that's actually pretty sharp, Brian.
Because I was just thinking while I was reading this chapter was, why did they specifically highlight Krollo's speech bubbles when Uvogin is asking him to read what happened? Why did they purposely highlight them, like outline them in a dark line?
For dramatic effect.
I think
And-
it was for dramatic effect, maybe.
Not just for dramatic
But
effect.
I still think
like,
you have a point, though.
no, because when you
regardless.
think about it, when you make a Nen contract, it's like something that's really impactful, you know? Like the more emotion, the more at stake that you have to your Nen to your contract, the stronger your Nen is. And Krollo's very, very fucking strong. So when he says, "I'll never speak of it, even if you try to kill me," that could be an Nen contract.
Maybe, but
Maybe.
here's what I think is more real, like what may really be the case, right? If you guys go to page 18 on the bottom panel, it's when Krollo asks Uvo to be the leader, and he's like, "Nah, I think you should be the leader." And then he says, "With you as leader, I will follow you until I die." And then everyone in the troop puts their hand up as well. And remember, Nen is about making like a strong emotional, or willed contract. So maybe that's what his Nen ability started taking shape
Mm.
over this concept, which is why he could use
Fuck! That's why he can use their fucking Nen ability.
and why it's stronger after death as well. Because it's a contract to death, and as we know, Nen intensifies the death. And guess who else has a very similar ability to that I literally ripped from just now? Benjamin, the fucking first king, the
Yeah.
first prince. Excuse me.
Yeah, he does have it.
That's
Wait,
literally his fucking ability.
holy shit!
It's a little bit different. It's a little bit more different the way it's
Yeah.
Wait,
executed.
this is actually really big because this gleans
The
more
profane
into.
shit, bro.
Yeah, it gleans way more into it because this could, well, in fact, be like what unlocked their Nen. Because Nen, honestly, people don't know about that shit. People really don't know about Nen. Like there was a whole country that didn't know about Nen.
I mean,
And
the
these guys,
whole-
and you're
The
gonna say
princes
that
don't
these
know about
little
Nen.
scrappy, huh?
The princes, for the most part, don't know about Nen.
Mad at
Exactly.
him.
So how did
Like,
these
what?
kids from like the poorest city in the world happen to come across such a powerful technique? This has to be it. They
Well-
happened upon it.
Well,
with
there's
so
a
much-
lady
with all
in
this.
Meteor City that knows Nen and has offered to teach them. So
There's that, but like I think that she found out about it once they found out about it, you know, or like they showed the potential to have it. Because
Oh yeah, Machi
People-
Machi in this chapter was displayed the ability to see aura. So she knows that they have like an aptitude for it already. like in the page 13. Machi asks if it's related around if her embalming ability is related to the light around her body. So I think if there's anybody who teaches them Nen, it's this lady, Renko.
Okay. Well, yeah, I think Sarasa dying was the moment that Corolla made his Nen contract. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Hey guys, this might just be a pure coincidence, but while we're pointing things out on the page and talking about Nen proficiency and seeing people's glowing bodies, look at the last few pages. Go start from page. Well, actually, you could see it with Uvo too, but in a lot of the panels where Krollo's talking to the rest of the group, you see him surrounded by light as he talks. There's here in this page, and mangaka do that all the time. Like here in the next page too, at the top.
Mm-hmm.
Like while he's giving his convictions,
Yeah, they have light around them.
But that could be just looking into it a little too much. But
Maybe.
I think they're all really strong because they all have a proficiency for it because of what they've been through.
Mm-hmm.
This was a really good chapter. Jujutsu Kaisen was just more popping to me.
Same.
Damn, it was so close, bro. It was so close. And with these revelations, that made it even fucking closer.
Yeah. I don't want to like drone on too long about my thoughts. You guys pretty much hit everything that I wanted to talk about. There is one last thing I wanted to bring attention to, is that there's one last member of the troop, that girl with the long hair and the she has these things on her head. She's walking away looking all somber, and I wonder what that's about. It's on
what page?
17.
That's a good point.
She's part of the troop. What's going on with her?
Is she part of the troop?
Yeah, she's like in their little acting troupe. Like she's one of their friends.
She's stepping away.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't want to be a part of that lifestyle.
No, she's not about that life.
Is that Hisoka?
But I think yeah, I think that's gonna have some significance later on. I don't remember this character's name because she's new as hell. But
wait
a second. She was talking to somebody and saying like, "Let's move away" or something like that, or "Let's not." No, he was talking to Big Nose.
Well, she was there when they found Sarasa's body.
She's the same character that interacted with Kurapika in Chapter 0, by the way.
Oh wow, really?
What?
No way.
She's the same character that interacted with.
I gotta find this. I gotta find this series.
Yeah. What is this?
It's
How
not
many
out.
chapters was it?
I'm not sure 100%, but
all right. Well, in any case, one thing I wanted to say, a lot of people clown on Togashi's art.
What?
Yeah. I mean,
it's funny sometimes.
Well, back in the day when Togashi was like really coming down with it, he would like submit unfinished chapters to Jump just to, put something out there. And a lot of people like were pretty shitty about it. But, when Togashi's in his bag, look at this fucking detail in this forest, bro.
That was incredible.
That's effort, and it looks crazy. It's like hatching upon hatching upon hatching. He's a great artist. I mean, and this, I've mentioned his like composition work back in the past and how this set of chapters have differed. And part of the reason that like the really compressed page composition is a bummer is because we don't get to see him really flesh out his drawings. And maybe some of that is by design because he's trying to look after himself in a health sense. But yeah, when he puts pen to paper and he means it, he's really fucking good. I just wanted to put that out there. Don't sleep on Togashi's art. But yeah, that's all I got to say about this chapter. I think we've covered all our bases on this one. Any other rebuttals? Anything last words?
It's her. That was her. She was the one.
Well, I don't know what this means. I guess we'll have to look into this and come back next week. But yeah. Well, I don't like the sounds that made. I guess we really do have to figure out what's going on there.
Yeah, Brian, throw us a fucking bone or
Yeah, for
something.
real. I mean, it's too late now. We've been on Hunter x Hunter for a while, and we should probably move on. But
All right.
next time, we'll see if we could look into it and find this chapter 0 and read up on it. Or, fuck it, you could just say it in the comments what it is. I'll read it. I don't care. But anyway, let's move on. Black Clover. This is Black Clover, chapter 345, Unprepared. Last we left off, the Paladins pulled up to the Land of the Sun, where the Ryuzen 7 members were prepared to square up. And it was revealed that Asta is off training somewhere else with the strongest member of the Ryuzen 7 and some other guy back there playing some kind of instrument. This chapter starts off with an explanation as to how that became. We see that the Shogun Ryu has noticed that the Paladins are here, and tells Ichika that, you know, we ought to go now. And Asta's like, "What, enemy? I'm coming too." And Ryo is like, "Not you, boy. You're going to go train. We need your strength in this fight, but, you know, get that polished and then come over. You know, we'll all come in." Guaranteeing Asta to come in and steal the show at the very end of this fight.
Yeah.
Which I don't hate. I'm excited.
Yeah, that's right, Chris.
Hey, it is what it is. This is Black Clover. So we start off back in the present. The strongest member of the Ryuzen 7, Yosuga Mushogatake is his name, is beating the shit out of Asta, slamming him around the place, ragdolling him straight. And we do see the other guy from the Ryuzen 7. His name is Fujio Tenman Yashiki. And he's playing his instrument, and by doing that, it recharges Asta's strength and basically, you know, heals him up so he can keep respawning and coming back to the fight. So, you know, they keep clashing, and at a certain point, it all clicks for Yosuga, and he's like, "Huh, I get it. I know why Ryu's so into this and why he left this part to me." And he says, "If you keep that up, you'll never perfect your Zetten." And he says that Asta is currently full of doubt. And Asta's like, "What? No doubt? No way. I'm Asta. I never doubted anything in my life."
That was never the case.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah, but Yosuga's like, "Man, these swords don't lie, man. You soft." He said, "There's hesitation in the way you fight. Your convictions aren't solid. And unlike you, there's nothing my blade can't cut. I can cut everything I see, no matter what." And he slings down his blade, cutting Asta and the I don't know what these are called, but there's these like structural these Japanese structural things that also get cut behind Asta. And he says, "That's why I'm strong, because I believe that." And we go into Asta's internal monologue. He starts talking about how after he lost and he couldn't protect Sister Lily, he panicked, and he thought he couldn't get any stronger. That he thought he peaked. And he says, I guess I'm still reeling from that. I'm not sure a guy like me could really be the Wizard King. And he also thought that maybe Yuno could have been the one to protect Sister Lily. You know, he made it to the Grand Magic Knights first, and he's still getting stronger. If Yuno had been there, and Yosuga breaks his thinking, and he's like, "As the strongest guy around, I'll take whatever you got. Be grateful and let her rip, you moron." And we cut away from the training scene as we cut back to where the Paladins are in the Land of Sun, and we see Kezokaku, sorry. She's like panicking. She's like, "Oh no, what are we gonna do about that thing? It's all over. We're done for. Today is the last day of my wretched, foolish life." And the Sister Lily Paladin is like, "Oh, that poor girl. I guess I'll give her a pain. I'll at least give her a painless death at least."
That was actually fucking hilarious to me. How she genuinely felt concerned
It's
for
like,
her, like,
"Oh,
oh man,
that's
like
sad.
don't worry, I'll be merciful to
Yeah, I'll
you.
make it quick. You won't feel a thing." And Ichika tells her to just draw her fucking sword and quit whining, and she does so, and she just like speeds past Sister Lily, cutting her cheek, and now she's like a completely different person, where she's like, blood
And her
mist.
horn off.
Yeah, she's like, I'm making it rain blood, and we see that her name is, oh man, Gnu Jomo, damn, Rifugu Kezokaku. I'm not reading that again.
Izukaku.
I don't know why they made this
Gino
one particular.
Tomorufu-
Ginno.
You don't know why she has a Japanese name? Is
No,
that
I
what
don't
you
know
was
why
about
they
to
made
say?
it diagonal like this. Oh no, like vertical like this. All the other ones are more.
No, because in Japanese it would have been like going down.
Yeah, but that's the same for all of the text. What makes this one?
Well, they don't give a fuck about us, I guess.
I guess
so.
he doesn't. I guess he just doesn't care about us, which is fair. But anyway,
Yeah.
at that point, Sister starts regenerating. She's like, "Dear me, she's quite vulgar, is she?" And that's where the chapter ends. Josh, what did you think about Black Clover chapter 345?
Interesting. You know, I already said I'm cool with Asta getting stronger and learning a new technique. It's whatever. But I thought there was something very vulnerable about Asta kind of owning up to the fact that, damn, like I did feel a way about losing. Like I've lost plenty of times, but man, like the fact that sister dug my shit and then who I dreamed and hoped to actually be my real father turned out to be the devil himself and tore me up and sent me to Japan. So like, yeah, I am feeling down. And you know what else? I bet Yuno would have been better than me. He would have beat him. He would have saved the sister, and she would have said yes to Yuno. He's better than me in every way. But I can't let that stop me from learning Zetin. So, you know, I believe in Asta.
Hmm.
Do you guys?
Brian, what did you think about the chapter?
Um,
I don't know if that was the end.
I guess.
I don't know.
That's pretty much it. Yeah,
You sounded pretty conclusive.
yeah, that's pretty good. I just didn't expect you to react so quick.
Well, I was thinking that Brian
yeah.
was going to answer the. I was thinking Brian was going to answer the question. That's why I was like really like passing it
No
over.
one-
Huh?
Like you're just like nobody answered, so you're just like, So anyway, Brian.
I was throwing it to Brian so he could answer you. It's not my turn yet.
No, I like that. I like that Asta was vulnerable, and I'm looking forward to seeing them fight. Okay, Brian, what are your thoughts and the possible rebuttal?
I thought, all right, so this chapter started off pretty like, whatever kind of chapter for me. I was like, all right, so Asta is just gonna do his whole thing. He's gonna practice, he's gonna get stronger, and then he's gonna go fuck up the bad guys. But as the chapter went on, I actually got surprised by how much they were allowing Asta to kind of be human. If that makes any sense.
Yeah,
They actually
does.
gave him like insecurities and fucking doubts, you know? So it was really nice to see it, you know? I really like this. It shows that Asta, like, in the face of defeat can be shaken a little bit, and that's what makes a hero is being able to stand up from those trials and tribulations. For the most part of this series, Asta's challenges were coming from people not giving him the shots that he didn't deserve, you know, like that he deserved, like just because he didn't have mana and just because of where he's from. But now the problem lies within him. Everybody knows what he can do. Everybody knows what he's capable of, but now he's the one who's doubting himself for the first time. And this is a big change in his character that he has to learn to overcome. What does it really mean to be confident in your abilities? Now that everybody believes in me, what really is my strength in the face of like real shit, you know? And this was a really good chapter for that. I was honestly surprised with this when I was reading it. I was like, oh shit, wait. Asta is actually, you know, growing up a little bit. He's actually having some solid foundation to his actual character. And I'm really excited. Now I really want him to go out there and beat some ass because it's coming from a place that's real, you know? It's not just, oh, he trained and earned it. Now it's oh, he had to work through and fight some demons to get it, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm excited to read the next chapter of Black Clover. I was really thoroughly surprised.
These are some good times right now. This is a very great timeline.
Yeah.
A lot of things have changed for me this past year. Some good, some really bad. But you know, I think one of the best ones was Brian reading Black Clover.
Yeah. After years of trying to say, hey, Brian, you should probably read one of the series that we cover regularly.
And me beefing with the fan base for
Yeah.
RGCing it.
Yeah. Do you believe in Asta, Brian?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Because Asta's gonna end up believing in himself, and once he actually does it, it's gonna be unbreakable. This man's gonna be the strongest motherfucker to ever exist after this training period.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
And he's gonna deserve it too.
Better know it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm along the same lines as you guys. I think this is an interesting thing to get from Asta. 345 chapters later, maybe. But it's fair enough. I guess Asta is generally a very confident character, and I respect that. One thing I do wish, and as much as I do enjoy the direction they're going with Asta's character, I wish that this has been built up, but just a tad bit more. I know we had like the mentions of ever since like it came back from hiatus, we've had like little mentions of Asta realizing that Yuno has been promoted, and he's technically ahead of Asta at this point, and he is a lot stronger. I feel like we haven't really explored internally what that means for Asta a lot because pretty much immediately Julius came in and started fucking shit up. So he didn't really have time to marinate in that and really just kind of like emphasize that a little more. But we got it enough to a point where it wasn't like super jarring for me. I like this general direction, and it is really cool to see this from Asta, give him some depth. Yeah, I enjoyed it quite a bit. And you know, these guys have been like beefing forever. So like friendly beefing forever. So like it is cool to see Asta finally feel intimidated by Yuno in a very real way. They've very much been on a mutual respect. Like, yeah, I believe in the other one wholeheartedly, and I believe in myself to surpass the other one, but
they have to have the most healthy rivalry in all of anime.
Yeah,
manga.
This is the most non-toxic bromance in all of shonen, and that's saying something. Most bromances are very
I'm gonna get stronger than you.
No,
You better keep up.
And I'll violently beat your ass later out of spite.
But don't forget, nobody can beat you but me.
You better wait for me in the finals.
You better wait for me at the top, you know, because I might just become Wizard King before you.
He said, wipe your nose, wipe your nose, wipe it. Yeah.
Why do they wipe their nose?
I don't know.
Why is that?
Because it means they're ready.
Yeah, but in any case, that's my only. It's a small nitpick, you know, all things considered. But I do love the direction they're going with here, and I think what's his face, Yosuga,
I
I don't know. Yeah, I had to go back.
thought you were trying to say Yuno's name instead Yosuke.
No. Yosuga. You know what it
Yosuga.
reminded me of? Whenever Oda draws admirals, he usually like models them after like real life actors.
Who's a Kainu modeled after?
They're like Japanese actors
Bruce
that
Willis?
we wouldn't know
Oh.
really, but he does model all of the admirals after like these. That's why they're more detailed than most, because he takes an actor and he's like, I'm gonna make him an admiral.
Yeah. Kizaru is so detailed.
Yeah, Kizaru, Akainu,
Akainu.
Aokiji, even Fujitora. I don't know if Green Bull is yet, but I gotta look into it. It's been a minute. But anyway, yeah, that's what it reminds me of. Like the level of detail that Yosuga has is not super seen in all of the other characters. So just like in a facial thing, is the most, I guess, realistic looking guy in the series for a while. But yeah, I liked it. I like this chapter a lot. Black Clover is a good manga.
Sure is.
But do we have any rebuttals? Anything else to mention?
Nope, pretty good chapter for Black Clover.
Agreed. What's that?
Why you look so skeptical?
Oh, I want to say for the people that I do believe in Asta. I do
Thank
believe.
you,
I do believe.
Josh, why did you look so skeptical?
Because you added it at the end. You're not gonna be happy to these Black Clover fans pull up to your fucking apartment, bro. It's not hard
I don't
to
know.
find that out.
These Black Clover fans haven't been showing up in the YouTube polls. They only show up on Twitter.
bro.
Yeah, where are they at though?
I don't think Black Clover is one.
fans.
Brian
happened?
feeling bold. That's what it is.
Black Clover fans, come back. I won't hate you anymore for voting for Black Clover.
I get it. I'm sorry. I get it. I get
My
it
It
now.
name
really
isn't
is
at the
the
top
best.
anymore. I get it.
Baby, come back.
You can blame it all on me.
Anyway.
Chainsaw Man won again.
All right.
Ooh, baby, come
Sure
back.
did.
All right. Let's move on. Undead Unluck. This is Undead Unluck chapter 138, Incentive. Last we left off with Undead Unluck. They rescued Gina from her very dark and grim backstory, and Fuko has dug up the artifact Apocalypse, which we all know is the angry book that yells quests at the Union until they accomplish them. And yep, they're basically about to get this whole fucking shebang started for real this time. Fuko activates Apocalypse, and Apocalypse is like, you already have it's already the 70s, and you only have this many people on your team. You sure?
That's it.
He said, you really are enough wisecracks. Let's just start Apocalypse. He's like, putting on a front, will we? And he's like, open the quests. And he opens up 3 quests, usually how it goes. The neutralization of the UMA known as Spoil. Reward is the location of the Nyoi Kinko staff. Neutralization of UMA Stop, which is the reward if you do that is the location of the artifact Blade Runner, and the capture of UMA Kindness. Location, the reward is the location of the negator Unrepair, which is RIP as we know. And she's like, all 2 members are allowed to enter. The penalty will be the penalty for failing is the addition of UMA Ghost.
Oh snap! That's one that got you before.
Yeah, I
Fuko.
got you now.
How you feel about that?
And Fuko is like, pass. And Apocalypse is like, what? Penalty, we have Ghost now. Wow. And they add Ghost. And Nico's like, what? I don't see anything. You can't see it. He's like, as of this moment, the rules of the world have been rewritten. Ghosts didn't exist before, but now they do. The concept of ghosts are real now.
And it'll reflect in your history in media.
Yeah, exactly.
Now Halloween's a thing.
Yeah, haha. Well, how do you like that? And Fuko's like,
And horror movies.
yeah, that's a thing and all, but does ghost being added really inconvenience us? It's just like most penalties aren't anything to fear on their own, really. So they were just people who abused them last time around. So sometimes the UMAs aren't so bad. And Apocalypse is like, well, also, this world will lose 1 year's time. And like, what? He's like, yeah, that's right. I fast forwarded you forward in time 1 year, and I'll do it every time you pass. So
You see the blackness around him when he
Yeah.
announced that.
yeah, and Fuko's like, that's okay. I'm gonna be spinning around 20 more times, so keep them coming. And that's pretty much what happens. So he does all of
You
these
see
moves.
Nico die in the back.
Yeah, and Nico's like,
They're like, what?
he's like, what are you talking about? He's like, there's 20, you're gonna make 20 years pass. You're gonna fucking age everyone 20 years. And he's like, yeah, everybody's cool with it. I already asked. And yeah, they get it started. But Fuko, in her internal monologue, as Apocalypse is giving quests out, and she's passing, she explains that the biggest roadblock in this loop is the time gap between Miss Gina and Mr. Nico's group showing up in the 70s, and Rip and Billy's group showing up in the 2000s. So basically, they can't keep doing quests, otherwise they might just lose people as if they continue onward. So the best thing to do is the closest tragedy is 28 years away. So the more we spin, the closer that we get to that time, because we lose a year every time. So this is the only way to avoid unnecessary quests, and as well as a time-saving measure to expedite recruitment. So yeah, they just keep doing this until they reach 1998, and that's when Apocalypse think he did something here. He's like, neutralization of UMA burn. Reward, location of negator undead.
Ooh.
And that freezes Fuko up for a second. She's like, not yet.
She almost is like, yes, let's go.
Yeah, but she's like, not yet.
It's been years since I had me some undead.
And she's like, not yet, right, Andy? It's not time to see you yet. And she passes. And he's like, well, penalty, addition of UMA shark. Sharks are real now. Sharks are a thing.
Ah,
Ah,
that.
take that. Sharks are a thing now. And
Can't go in the ocean now.
yeah. And then they finally arrive at the final quest giving neutralization of the UMA known as Autumn. The reward is an addition of a third seat. And the second one is the capture of the negator known as Unavoidable. Reward, location of the artifact Remember. And Fuko's like, there it is. That's the one I want. And she accepts this mission to find Remember, because as we know, Remember is has all of the memories of her friends stored on it. So
yeah,
that worked out pretty good. That's the end of the chapter. Josh, what did you think about Undead Unluck chapter 138?
So the same way you guys said, well, at least Brian said that Hunter x Hunter was the runner-up. This was honestly my runner-up. I really wanted to give this to RGC, but Jujutsu Kaisen was just too fire. But man, I really like Fuko's conviction. She's just truly evolved as a character, and the author of this series has done it very well. If you remember the name, Chris, please.
Tozuka, I think his name is.
Tozuka.
Yoshifumi Tozuka.
Yes, thank you, Tozuka. It's been a wonderful journey seeing Fuko come to this point. I just like how positive it's been, and also like, smart. Like she's planned this. She's going through a strategy, and she's trying to be different from Juicy Juice. That's Juice, by the way. So, yeah, and it was smart. A lot of these Umas really don't. I mean, they don't It's not that big of a deal. It may make life more annoying for other people around them, but in order to save the world, it's, I guess, not that big of a deal, right? I mean, it changes the world as if it already existed, so it's not a big deal
Yeah.
to the regular people, I guess. Good strategy. Like I said, what I enjoy most is the development of Fuko and how much of a leader she's become.
Yeah.
Okay.
Christian.
Christian.
Oh yeah. I also really like this chapter. I would say it's probably my third place, to be honest. I think Hunter x Hunter was my second, but this would be like very close third. I really enjoyed like seeing her pass through all these things and seeing like the UMAs that we've met before. It's like a little trip down memory lane, and getting quests again was pretty cool. I think it's just a different way of thinking that I appreciate a lot. We're conditioned to really throughout the series to equate all of the UMAs with like a bad thing, where Fuko's like, well, some of them are just like neutral. Like, what does insect really do? Like you just make bugs, which is not ideal, I guess, but it's not gonna hurt nobody really. This tornado gets made,
true.
but that's okay. I mean, you got There's one that's crab. It's just crabs are real now.
And that's pretty lit.
Crabs are great.
Tornado's pretty rough.
Tornado's a bummer, but yeah, you can't win all. You can't win them
What
all.
was the other one? Thirst? People weren't thirsty before?
No, I guess.
I mean,
not.
crabs are only good depending on the
sucks,
context.
too. I don't like being thirsty
Well,
in any context.
But with the addition of thirst, you get the additive of quenching thirst. You take a sip of water on a hot day when you're really thirsty. You get that.
Oh,
back.
that hits that spot.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, in any case, yeah, it is just a cool way that Fuko's like really changing. Like her big change is not a new way of fighting UMAs or doing the same things that Juiz did, but is realizing like, oh, these things don't really hurt us like that, like, or these things are neutral at best. So whatever, keep them coming. It doesn't matter anyway, because at the end of the day, this is how you win the game. So I appreciate that. I really want to see what this boxer guy is all about. They got fucking.
He's the machine and unavoidable. He's the machine gun guy. No, he's not.
No,
That's
he's not. That's
unreplenished.
Yeah. Well, unsomething. Yeah, I know what you mean. No, this is a new character, I think.
That's Balrog.
Yeah, that's fucking.
Yo, if he punches Fuko in the face, I'm gonna be mad.
Don't
someone helps her.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes. New character will be added, and I'm pretty stoked about that. I don't have much else to say about Undead Unluck. This is a great chapter. Undead Unluck has just been fire.
It's been on a fucking tear, and Fuko's doing all the right things.
Mm-hmm. Hey, it won my RGC last week.
Step one.
Yeah, the boxer guy is among the group with Billy in them. So was he? He was never there. Anyway, whatever. That's all I really got to say about this chapter. Great chapter overall. I enjoy reading Undead Unluck now more than ever, to be honest.
Right.
But yeah, that was Undead Unluck, and that has been our show. Thank you guys so much for listening. As per usual, you could find me at the Chris Espinal on Twitter and Instagram, Josh at JDCole_37 on Instagram, at New Jump City Josh on Twitter, Brian at B.ESP on Twitter and Instagram. He plays video games on twitch.tv/It's Punchline, so check him out on that. You can follow the show itself at New Jump City on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, because why not? We're cool.
Why not?
We're hip. You can email us at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com with any questions, suggestions, anything you guys want us to talk about. Take part in our weekly poll, really good chapter of the week poll. We put it up on YouTube now in the community tab, where you can vote for your favorite series, and we will announce the winner on the show. We get up to 5 options on YouTube, which is nice. we fit all the series that came out this week on there, and it was pretty contentious. So very excited to keep using that. Subscribe so you never miss the poll or an upload, whether it's the highlight version of the podcast or the full version that we put out. Like, share the podcast, comment your thoughts on the chapters, please. We would love to get your guys' perspective on the series that we cover. And yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much. Oh, if you prefer audio versions, we're pretty much everywhere you listen to audio. That goes without saying. This is a podcast. It is an audio first medium, I think. So check us out on there.
Methinks.
I would think so. But yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for listening, as per usual. We will see you guys next week. Stay safe, New Jump citizens.
Peace.
Thanks for listening, y'all.